Hi, Conversations Plus, Matt Rappaport. This is the post show to the episode you might have just seen with Lucas Johnson. And again, my name is Rappaport, and Matthew is my first name. Bobby Joe Woods is with us. She is the number two. Hello, number two. Our guest, Lucas Johnson.
Hello.
There he is, letting the focus come in. And let's go down the line. We have Adam Benner joining us. There's like a delay. There we go. Music Man Adam Benner. Drive-through McDonald's Man Adam Benner. Daniel Enlow is also joining us with his child. Awesome. Hello, Leo Allen. Welcome to Conversations Plus. Good to have you as well. Louis Hussey. There's like this 2-second delay. Mike's Magic Killer Muppet Stenger from episode number Trace. You remember him. Lieutenant Nathan Weinberg. Not necessarily in the military, but I like saying Lieutenant. And P.E. Sharp. She is very sharp. Can I call you P.E. or should I call you Elaine? I'm not sure.
You can call me Elaine, that's fine.
Oh, and you have an accent to boot. That's awesome.
Well, because I'm Canadian.
Oh, of course you are. What's that all about? I'm glad. Did you join us strictly because we had a Canadian guest, or that had nothing to do with it?
No, I met Lucas yesterday in another hangout, and we've been talking about all kinds of very interesting things, like synesthesia has made the rounds today, and yeah, that's how we met. And we live like an hour away from each other in the city.
For now.
Opposite ends.
For now. Will you be sad when that hour turns into like, how many hours, Lucas? When he flies?
It's something like, it's close to like 5,000 kilometers, I think.
You and your metric
like
system. Will you be able, here's the real question, will you be able to get used to the...
No, I'm screwed. I'm so screwed. You have no idea what's going on.
It's pretty crazy. The funny thing too is, there's some cultural differences between Canada and the U.S. I mean, you've been here before. I heard there's not really, you guys don't have cherry flavored soda according to Julie Bell. I don't know if that's true. She has an issue getting flavors in Canada. I don't know.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Okay.
We have Boylan's.
Okay.
Yeah.
She
I mean,
says,
I guess it's probably not as readily available as it might be in the States.
Oh, okay. You do have,
but it's definitely available.
Yeah, your healthcare is more readily available. What? Who said that?
Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm doing like dental and like full medical before I go to the States, just because.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Do you want? I thought it'd be cool to start the show. Can we start the show with a little DJ, a little bit of using your new machine and give us a little taste of what it can do? Is that cool?
I don't know. Do you guys want?
Do you guys want to hear?
Yes, everybody
Lucas
is
spin?
foaming at the mouth to hear you.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
We'll talk a lot. I promise you. We'll talk beyond talking.
I can do one thing that I think is kind of cool. I like doing like live. Just I'll do like an improv thing, really quickly.
Cool.
Because I'm still getting used to using the system in like, using the full power of the digital and the analog together. So I'm figuring out a system where I can do like live jamming with instruments and kind of like loop record it at the same time. So like building up a song very quickly live, basically. So and do something like set this up. Play. No, go like that. So could have like that playing, and then I can do like a live guitar thing over that.
Cool.
And then I can record that live guitar and have it play back, and then grab the bass at the same time.
Nice. It's a happening beat. Yeah, there is a little bit of lag. They're dealing with it. I was working with Chi this morning, and we lost Mike. That's all right. Hey, can you move the mic closer to the guitar? There we.
You want more volume out of the guitar?
Yeah.
So it's quantized now to the drum beat, so when I record the guitar part, it's actually just going to loop and
Cool.
I didn't really plan this out too much.
That's all right.
so
Whatever you
hopefully
got,
this
we're gonna take.
works.
You got the beats, yo.
So I'll do. So that's just gonna loop live, and then it's cool because then I can just grab the bass and start jamming with that. So,
You're like sound layering, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, there's a beatboxer called his name is Beardy Man, and he does stuff like that with the looping of different sounds. It's very cool.
sweet.
yeah, and well, Dub Effects does that, but he does it like just with vocals. That was really cool.
I love that guy, Dub Effects. He's awesome.
He is really cool.
And he continues to just be like a street musician. Like, he doesn't care.
Nice. I love how he's getting every instrument involved. Bobby Joe is whipping it.
Are you happy now, Louis?
We have lots of fun on Conversations.
I'm very happy, thank you.
I like the accents. It's me who has the accent, I know.
Yeah, I mean, I have lots of fun doing stuff like that, really impromptu.
Cool.
And I like doing the songwriting process set up that way.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people were requesting mix-ups and mashups and DJ and all that stuff. They know you can do a lot of stuff, so... But, I mean, whatever you do is cool. I'm just saying you have a lot of skills, you have a lot of things you can do, so... It's a montage.
And I mean, I was kind of like, I'm still trying to find a balance of like, actually like playing over people, like, because I mean, I like using this as like as talking kind of thing rather than
Right.
doing a lot of the concert thing. I kind of, even when we're doing the stuff with Tara, I really like talking through it and you know, really bringing that side of it, out of it a little more. So I mean, I'm still trying to find a good balance for that.
No, that was definitely cool. So speaking of Tara, do you want to talk a little bit about her music, a little bit about your relationship with her? We didn't really cover that in the first show. I think people are interested in what she does.
I mean, like, I just, yeah, I mean, she was one of the first people to actually, like, really push, music on YouTube and kind of, like, really, you know, push that on the platform. And yeah, we just kind of randomly met when she was setting up a show with Cam, and I was doing, like, the troubleshooting for her while Cam was doing another show because he got so much going on. And yeah, it was really cool. And this is like a perfect example of how this platform can work really well. Is that I do a lot of work troubleshooting and working with artists, so I'm good at that kind of aspect of it. And she liked how we worked together, and it was just like shit. Well, I mean, we were both, you know, forward thinking about it, so we just kind of like took that to the next level, and then started bouncing ideas off of each other, and it was just, yeah, it's very, very cool.
Cool. What kind of songs have you worked on? Like you actually already.
We recorded the guitar takes for the first official song that we're doing together. We have the guitar takes from it, and we have the vocals from it. And now it's just a matter of mixing it up and keeping it going. I mean, we're going to do covers as well. Lots of really, really cool things. I mean, a lot of the collaboration stuff is really exciting to me. I'm planning something with Daria as well when we get to San Francisco. We're going to be doing a couple concert kind of ideas, but live on location from picturesque places in
Very
San
cool.
Francisco.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
everyone could talk. It's fine. Yeah, just I mean, we could. It's this format's still kind of new. You know, I'm still working on what
And it's
Conversation
casual.
Plus is going to be. It's casual, but you know, there's still
Don't
things
care
that I
about
have
that.
planned to cover. But you know, whatever happens, you know, I appreciate everyone watching the show and supporting the show. If
Yeah,
anyone,
absolutely.
anyone want to talk about music or any of the latest updates we talked about on Google Plus, I do have a meme list I want to get to. But before that,
that's cool.
is there anything that you want to ask Lucas, or I mean, just ask it? It's cool. No one
Just talk.
just talk. It looks like
I didn't
Elaine's
have
gonna
the
say
chance to ask my question.
Sure.
Yes, I am. I didn't have the opportunity to ask the question. Well, I wrote it a couple of times, but I was wondering if you have an accordion and what you think the role of the accordion is in contemporary music.
That's a good
I know
question.
I don't have a fetish. I do own a couple, but I don't know how to play them.
Wait. Weird Al's not in here, is he? He's only a temporary accordion player.
+1 for Weird Al.
I mean, that's a
+10.
tricky one. I do not have an accordion, but I'm always open to using stuff creatively. And it's like that would be a cool challenge. I should maybe try doing something with that. Trying to actually make that, even maybe use it in a different way, or use it with like lots of weird effects or something like that might be kind of cool, and do like a soundscape accordion style or something like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, that's the thing. It's such an interesting instrument that's been sort of
It's
maligned
harmonically
because
just
of position.
weird.
But
It's a
it's
cool.
funny.
The possibilities of weird being cool. If
Daniel
it's
Enlo's
kind of
wife's father
manipulated
plays the
in certain ways.
accordion. What are the chances of that happening?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
And you know,
that's
the
cool.
thing is, it is the kind of instrument that shows up. It's in soundscapes, and it's
Yeah.
usually like cinnamon in food. You don't know what it is, and you kind of go, "What's that instrument?" And it ends up being an accordion almost 9 times out of 10. So,
Yeah, I think that's actually kind of
Weird
cool,
Al's a
'cause
good
I-
example. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean that takes balls to play the way he does it too. I really like using lots of varied instruments in my productions. I mean, I'm a big fan of a lot of the Middle Eastern instruments, even like Asian instruments as well. I put like Tuvan throat singing in like just about everything that I do, because I think that's one of the coolest things out there as well.
can you do it yourself?
No, I actually have huge libriries of samples of. It's not really samples. I have, and this is really
Ondar.
cool tech. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the really cool things that's came out in the last couple years is that there's a lot of new technology that's like sampling vowels and voices, where you can actually come up with like a vocal
That's
track
right.
on a keyboard, which I did for one of the songs that I have up on SoundCloud. It is like totally constructed that way. And yeah, I think that's where a lot of cool stuff. So that's what I do with the Tuvan throat singing, is that kind of thing. Actually, I can show you.
Yeah, I'd love to hear some.
It's interesting you say that, because when we were talking about that software that I can't remember the name of, remember
Yeah.
we were talking about that
Yeah.
yesterday? One of the sound effects you can use is language, and what it does is it gives that shape of the vowel to the music, which
Mhm.
shapes the shape of the sound.
Let's see. Oh, I'd have to open up Pro Tools as well.
All right, cool. Yeah, we can wait. So while he's doing that, what do you guys think of the new hashtag, the new search results? Are you guys using the hashtag at all in G+?
I've used it a little bit. I kind of like it. It does remind you a lot of Twitter. It's like a joke I made when it first came out. It's Twitter Plus.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I did that too. It's like, you know better than to compare Google+.
I didn't even realize you could do hashtags in Google Plus yet.
It only just
When I
started
first-
yesterday.
When I first got on Google Plus, they said that
Oh.
they had been planning on using hashtags the whole time, so I've been using hashtags throughout the
Yeah,
whole.
in preparation for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that.
I
as
mean,
well.
the guy that invented hashtags works for Google now.
I just wasn't sure if they were going to use the traditional hashtag or something else, so I guess it's good that they went with the traditional, but you never know, you know? So,
Is it
I think-
retroactive?
yeah, I think so, or I'm not sure. It hasn't been fully retroactive, has it? I went back to check a full old post. They don't. I think newer comments and newer posts are going to get them right away, but I don't necessarily know if do you guys know? I don't think it's totally
I haven't gone
retroactive.
back to check.
Yeah. What about Daniel? You said you've been using them all along. Are they hyperlinked?
I haven't gone back to.
Oh,
I haven't gone back
okay.
to check. But if it didn't work, then I
It
didn't
is.
lose anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, Matthew, because I just did a search for the hashtag that I actually registered, which is all the cool kids are doing it,
Okay.
and it goes back to a post that was dated September 23rd, which is when I started really using it.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I think it's going to be great for people to find content that they're interested in, and it's also going to be great for people to share their own content or share their thoughts, and have people that they necessarily weren't connected with already see it and then connect with them.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
Lucas, you ready to rock? Okay, no problem. So, and I finally installed iOS 5. I talked about that, and I don't know. Are you? Does everyone here either use iPhone or Android or other? Does anyone else? No, everyone's Android.
I still have BlackBerry.
BlackBerry, yeah, I had that. I had to get it.
It's funny, a lot of the lag.
BlackBerry was having troubles today, right, with text messages?
Was it?
Apparently, but
BlackBerry's been having trouble.
Well,
for
what's
3 days.
BlackBerry?
Yeah.
That's just me.
Well, no one ever thought BlackBerry would be used for more than
Okay,
just
continue.
business, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
I used
that's
to call
right.
it the work. I used to call it the holic phone.
Never
Crackberry.
cared for them myself.
The ball always fell
Like
out.
It's really
BlackBerry.
secure.
I always lost my ball. That
Now,
was a problem.
I did use I had a BlackBerry Curve before I got my Android phone, and I will say I do miss the physical keyboard occasionally.
yeah, that's why I like
Yeah.
the keyboard.
See, and that was one thing I've never liked about Blackberries is the keyboard
Really?
layout. I've
Yeah,
never
it
liked
works
that.
better.
Something
I love
about
Swipe.
it, I just didn't.
Swipe is nice, yes.
I can't stand Swipe.
People are so particular about that kind of thing. Like me myself, I'm the same way. I don't really like the physical keyboard at all because I find I actually type faster
Really?
on a touchsine thing.
Wow.
But
I
I mean that's
type
what you
by
get used to
one
though.
I
Right?
think the keys are too
That's
close
whatever
together
you
on the
get used to.
touchscreen. I think like it's hard to like.
Fantastic.
I think they needed to put more space to give you more leeway. You know.
You can flip it, yeah.
Plus,
you can
I'm
flip it
kind
that
of
way.
biased too. I'm kind of biased too because I worked for a company once where part of my responsibility was to maintain the BlackBerry Enterprise server. And
Ah,
if you've ever had that experience,
You hate BlackBerry for the rest of your life.
absolutely horrible.
Well, I want to get it now just for Siri to tell me things.
like what do you want
that's
Siri to
that's
tell
gonna be
you?
like a whole thing online now, like
Well, you've seen
stupid things Siri
Somebody was
says.
posting them today. Somebody was putting them up in the stream. Some of the bizarre things that, what is love, and she gives these answers. It's quite bizarre.
What did she say to what
I
is
can't
love?
remember. There
Baby,
was a
don't
choice.
hurt me. That's what she said.
That would be that would freak the living crap out of me.
Um,
Imagine if your iPhone rickrolled you. Like,
I hope so. I'll take that out.
Find your
You know what?
answer, and it leads you to a Rickroll video.
Yeah.
Then
Did you guys see the one that was a cartoon? And it was a cartoon, and then the guy was like, "Hey, did you see my new iPhone?" He's like, "Look," and he hands it to the guy, and the guy's like, "Email porn folder to mom, thanks," and something like
Oh my
that.
gosh.
Autocorrect.
So his coworker essentially, took over his phone and commanded it to do stuff that he didn't want to.
Oh boy.
Maybe
There's gonna
it's
be
restricted.
there's
Well,
gonna be
it's
some
funny that-
shenanigans coming from that for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's funny that iOS 5 was mentioned because actually I think part of the reason why I was having so much lag, which I probably still am, is that's what I was just doing. But then I ran
We should call this
into the thing what
conversations
has
lag.
always been upsetting to me about Apple and iPhones, period, is this dependence on iTunes. So I plug in my iPhone to go ahead and get iOS 5. The first thing that happens, there's an iTunes update. So it's trying to
Yeah.
update while also that's annoying
Yeah.
to me.
You need the
It's like my
the
biggest
update.
pet
Yeah.
peeve with
You need the
Apple.
you
It's
needed
just
that.
I'm dependent on iTunes.
Yeah, I still don't like iTunes at all.
Yeah,
But now with the cloud,
I never liked iTunes.
but future updates, you won't need to use iTunes, right? It's just they're gonna.
No,
sync,
because now you can now like with iOS 5, like I was backing up when I was using it. I was backing up to the cloud already. Like I had a backup of my
Right.
phone, backup of your docs, backup of your contacts,
Right.
everything like that. So it just took way too long, and iTunes still sucks.
It
Like,
always has.
how like a company like Apple, you guys made OS 10, you can do better. It's like, come on.
is iTunes any faster than what it used to be? I used to.
No,
It seemed to be
I think
pretty
it gets worse.
sluggish.
Yeah.
Hey, Lucas, are you ready to rock? Are you gonna
Oh, I can
play
do
something?
the
yeah.
Tuvan throat singing thing.
Yeah,
Check
yeah.
this out.
That'd be cool.
Awesome.
Ooh.
That's just
cool.
That's like Ferris Bueller. It's like my mom, my sister got a car, I got a computer. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I felt like I was on some sort of psychedelic drug there for.
You are. It's called Google Plus.
What's really cool is that I like using kind of stuff as like transitional effects, or even as like just in the background, so it doesn't really catch your attention, but it's there just like to make the entire thing a little richer, you know. I really like a lot of depth in music production.
That's cool.
Me too. I've always been a strings person.
Have you used LA scoring strings before?
No. I'm running Pro Tools, and that's not. I've never.
What?
Yeah,
you
it's
play an
inside of
instrument?
Pro Tools, right? Like
Yeah,
it's I use it inside of Contact, so it's just like a sample library for Contact that you dump in, and I do everything in Pro Tools as well.
By
I
Daniel.
thought that keyboard looked like a Pro Tools board. I didn't want to say anything to that.
Yeah, it's a Command 8, which I'm probably upgrading soon because it's cool and I can do a lot of cool things with it, but the Euphonics boards are so much nicer. So I geek out a little bit there, but yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, we're still recording. We're still going conversations plus. Yeah, I wanted to get to this meme list. So there's a lot of memes, a lot of things going on Google Plus. You know, like community and everything that's happening. Hey, see you, Louie. Thanks for joining us. And probably a lot of you know John Fanavans. He put together this list of a lot of different things, and some of it's we use more, and some of it we don't use as much. But he made a version 2, and I don't have the link on me right now. Maybe Bobby Joe can find it. But there's a lot of different things. A lot of it has to relate to Hangouts and the stream, and I just want to go through the list a little bit and talk about them and what you guys think about. If it's like overreach, overkill, what you think about memes in general. Let's talk about that first in general. So I have no problems with memes. I never use the word meme. I just say, oh, that's just something that happens, like something, people call Follow Friday a meme or whatever. I'm just like, oh, that's just something that happens on the internet. I don't necessarily use the word meme, and that's what it means. But I'm just saying it's just it's part of the internet language, the culture, some more than others. But do you guys think that it's all overstated, or do you guys appreciate having these new languages interwoven, new expressions when people refer to them, or do you feel sometimes you feel out of the loop with some of these abbreviations? I know I do. Occasionally I'll have to look it up, and usually Urban Dictionary is what comes up first, but I don't know. What anybody can talk. Go ahead. I mean, whatever.
Some of these may come off as a little NSFW or derogatory, but they're really just all in fun. So.
I haven't even heard of most of these ones on this list that you
Right.
put the link to.
A lot of them are Hangouts.
A lot of them are created,
Hangouts
are
terms.
kind of
But
newly created.
I mean, for me, the Boober Day, the Catter Day, that's all like funny for about 5 minutes, and then I'm
Yeah, and then it just gets boring.
Right.
I celebrate Cat Day with one cat post per weekend, and that's it. Just one.
But it's funny because I remember like I said to Lucas, when I posted the word Saturday, I wasn't thinking, oh, let me make it a whole day. I was like, today happens to be Saturday. I decided to change the S to a C. I was like, that was it. It wasn't like, oh, this is now going to be every week. I don't know. I mean, I have no problem with it if that's what people want to do, but I don't know. It's one of those things.
Well, what it does, as somebody who's sort of aware of social media and the ramifications of that kind of behavior on social media, is that it leaves people who are coming into a new environment feeling as if they're on the outside of the environment, and I don't think that that's really what people want to be doing on G+. So it's kind of a self-defeating proposition to be dealing with having new.
I think it's cool as long as it doesn't get in the way of creating things that are worthwhile and that actually live on. And you can spend your time doing two things. You can come up with like a gazillion memes or memes, or you could come up with something that actually has substance to it that's original. And I mean, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, even the use of that one creeper. I mean, I have a son who's 25 and he's a graffiti artist and all the rest of that stuff, and he's been using creeper since he was 17.
Right. None of it's not all new. Yeah. It's not all necessarily new. This guy isn't like an expert. He just put things together, and people did talk about, oh, that's not new, that's been around. Yeah, and they're not all like, yeah, it's not crazy all original. Some of it, the credit isn't necessarily the correct credit or whatever you want to call it. He's just putting together a list of what people are saying, I think, even if, and so yeah, creeper's been around, F5, what?
But I think he's trying to say that it's important by putting it in a list, and to me, I don't find it to be important at all.
Well,
Yeah,
it's. I think it's more
think
more
it
fun
poses-
than importance. I don't necessarily think he's.
Yeah, I guess I find it kind of immature, so I'm just not
Okay.
interested. That's just
See, I don't find it immature at all, and I use acronyms all the time, and people are always saying, "What does that mean?" I mean, it's part of the culture that I move in because I taught and I was always with people of a certain generation, so I had to know them. But it's just, I don't know. I just think that it closes things down instead of opening it up. People feel as if they don't have the language of the place they're visiting, and that's
But-
never really a
But
good
how does
feeling.
language form in the first place? I mean, people create
Well, yeah.
expressions and
Mimesis.
words and.
It's
But over
mimesis. That's where meme comes from.
Right.
Is this repetition? It's the same. So meme is the same in French. So
But-
it's the meme. It's the repetition of what somebody says becoming this sort of universal language.
But for example, Boober Day, it's not an acronym. It's not a word.
Right.
It's an event.
Right. It's
So
a combination of
that's
things,
what
though.
I mean in my mind.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a combination of the culture in general, like what part. That's it's
Yeah,
more.
and I also,
What were you gonna say, Leo?
I mean,
and see, I would also, I'm sorry. Ben.
No, go ahead. You can go, Leo.
Okay, I would also say this. You know, it said that, well, it helps welcome people into a social media circle. But what about those that are joining a new social media circle that they're not aware of, and then everyone's using all these memes?
Mm-hmm.
That would turn them off because
That's
they don't even know what
exactly
you're
right.
talking about.
Right.
right.
So
Yeah.
to me, it's like, it becomes an overkill when everyone starts doing it just because it's cool.
Right.
And I think I honestly think it kind of happened with hashtags too. I don't know if any of you have ever
Yep.
experienced this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so many
Yep.
people, especially on Facebook, it seems, who use hashtags on everything. And I'm constantly asking them, do you even know what
Why?
that's for and what it's doing
Yeah.
and why you're doing it?
Yeah.
So, and I think memes kind of do the same thing.
You don't think
just start-
people know
they
they're
see other
trying to
people
get
using them,
popular?
so,
Like
so they
people.
can stay in the loop.
Yeah. You don't
They
think people.
keep,
You don't think people know that they put those things there because they're trying to get more attention for their post? Usually, you think they're just using it for the heck of it?
But that's I think
I know. I personally know people who do them just because they saw someone else do it.
Yeah,
and they thought it
absolutely.
was
I
the
think a
cool
lot
thing
of people do
so
it
they
just to
did it
follow the
just to
trend.
stay up.
Right. But that's
Exactly.
the popularity that I'm not interested in. I mean, if I want to be popular, it's for something interesting, but I don't want to be popular because I'm
Exactly.
following.
And I think
because I'm
Lucas said
following
it
some
too.
silly trend.
Have relevant content or
Right.
something creative instead of
Yeah.
just doing what everyone else is
Right.
doing
Well-
to perpetuate what everyone else is doing.
What
It's
we-
like people who are simply content aggregators who put out things that someone else has already posted. I mean, now
Well,
we're,
there's no
you know,
way-
this-
There's no way to. There's no. I mean, you're saying they're putting it out purposely, or you're saying that they're putting it out and
No,
they have
I'm
no
saying
idea.
that it has the same kind of relevance to a conversation. You know, if all they're doing is
I think
aggregate,
it takes away relevance at
It's the same
myself
thing
when
as
someone's
putting
just
out a
using it just to
hashtag.
use it.
I think the Hangouts concept. And
Well, there's a difference between loading your feed completely with shared stuff
That's
and
right.
and actually like prepending it with what you're chiming in to say.
Right.
Like, oh,
That's
look what
right.
I saw on so and so's post, and I think this of it. What's wrong with that?
exactly. Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing.
Oh,
wrong
there's
with that.
nothing- there's nothing
Yeah, we
I'm
were
so
just defining what we were saying. I think that's all.
Yeah, I
Right.
think that's what
There-
Leo was
there's
saying.
n-
The hashtag can be meaningless or it can have meaning. And if people are doing it simply to do it, then it's meaningless.
Yeah.
I just
Well-
think that if I was introducing people to,
So I'm so glad Bobby Joe brought up the thing about prepending because I had to actually, I started removing people from circles, but then I got Mohammed's filter application. And I think, Bobby Joe, I think you were in that hangout that one night when he and I kind of went at it about filtering. I told him, I don't see what's relevant about this
I was in there too. I think.
But then, yeah, I think you were too. But then this whole Occupy thing landed. I really saw the relevance
yeah.
because
There's
oh
a
my
lot of
gosh,
uses.
Everyone reads
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, there's a lot of uses for it. There really is.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest. That's the main thing I've been using that filter stream extension for is Occupy Wall Street, and I have nothing against the topic, but there's a lot of people that I circle that I like, but they
Yes.
keep posting about it, and I just don't want to see those. So it's kind of like the tweet. If anyone uses TweetDeck, they have global filters, and you can filter out stuff in TweetDeck. So I just really like it.
but I think that's also what circles give me is that if I don't want to see all the Occupy Wall Street, if I wanted to see my friends or whatever, I just go to their stream.
Right. Or their
And then
profile.
I see all of that other stuff.